As we've been talking about, the eyes of the world are on the tensions in the Middle East right now, and for very good reasons. Conflict in that area can easily interrupt the supply chain of oil. It affects food. It affects economies. And shortages of all of these things cause higher prices, while other items may be unavailable altogether. The bottom line is this: the days when the possibility of empty grocery store shelves might not be that far away. Smart Americans turning to self-reliance and preparedness while they still can. Most people will be caught by surprise no matter where they live because they won't ever listen to us. This will affect our entire food supply, and circumstances probably won't return to normal for some time if they ever do. Think about that. Only those who are prepared for such situations will make it through. That's the deal. Joe Reek from My Patriot Supply joins me now with his thoughts and some great ideas on how you and your loved ones can be prepared. Joe, good to see you again.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Steve. It's a pleasure to be here and help people become more aware of the need to get prepared and become self-reliant, because we're really seeing the need for that in our time right now.
That's right. And whether it's a terrorist attack, a hurricane, an earthquake, who knows? You know, the biggest fault line in America sits under St. Louis. I don't think St. Louis and the Midwest are ready for an earthquake of a severe magnitude. And people, look, you just never know what's going to happen. You need food you can rely on, because the grocery store is not going to be there. The ATM's not going to work. The gas station might not work. People don't realize, well, that can't happen in America, Steve. Really? Of course it can. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Absolutely. We live in such a fragile world right now where everything is so dependent on one another thing. So, for example, what's going on over there in the Middle East is going to cause a major rise in gas prices, and that's going to have a trickle-down effect to everything that we buy here in America, from food to electronics to everything. And so really being aware of what is going on and taking the initiatives and taking the steps necessary to ensure that you and your family can be better prepared is what we're trying to do here at My Patriot Supply. Is we try to educate people of the need to get prepared, because as we've seen in the past, it does not take very much to get a major disruption in the food supply or to see a cost of our food going up dramatically. In fact, when Russia invaded the Ukraine, we saw an incredible increase in the cost of grains and wheats. And because of that, we are still paying those higher prices. So with what's going on over in the Middle East, you got to believe that it is going to be very, very impactful to us here in the United States on our pocketbook, because we're dependent on so much of that foreign oil. So again, the message that we have here at My Patriot Supply is to get prepared. And we've partnered with Real American Voices Network to offer the best product that we have available, our 3-month long-term emergency food supply kit on preparewithrav.com. Steve, right now you can get that package for $200 off. $597 for a 3-month supply kit that's going to provide you with up to 21 different meal varieties. This has up to a 25-year shelf life. So this is something that you can get now today, leave it inside of your home, and that way you can have that peace of mind of knowing that if anything is going to happen, you can still provide nutritious and delicious food to you and your family.
Yeah, there's no question. It's a difficult time to make those decisions. People, why are you so nervous, Steve? Why are you paranoid? If a Boy Scout is paranoid with the motto "Be prepared," then put me in that column, and I'm good with that, because, like you just pointed out, people are not ready for that. Look, I look at whether it rains enough in the Midwest, or you have a drought in Argentina, or they can't export grain from Ukraine. All of these things affect world food supplies, and don't think that America's immune to it. We're not, because we've outsourced so much to other countries that when other countries don't produce, we get the short end of the stick, Joe. That's just the fact for people that don't understand.
Yeah, you're 100% right on that, Steve. And again, that is why we need to take the necessary steps to be self-sufficient. We cannot rely on anybody else coming to save us in those times of emergencies. And this is a phrase that I always like to say, Steve, is the more people are prepared, the better off everybody is going to be. But you got to do the work yourself. Again, we've partnered with Real American Voices. If you go to preparewithrav.com today, you can take advantage of that $200 off our most popular 3-month package. But I urge you to do it. With the increased tensions there in the Middle East, many customers are calling us today with the just wanting to get prepared. They're nervous, they're scared, and they're looking for that peace of mind. We have plenty of this items in stock right now. We are shipping extremely fast. You get your order within days of placing that order with us. And if you don't know what to get, you don't know where to get started, we actually have a team of preparedness advisors ready to help you out that can look at your individual family, assess the needs of your family, and get you exactly what it is that you need. Because not every family is going to be exactly the same. There's not a one-size-fits-all package. But the 3-month supply that we offer here at My Patriot Supply, it's a perfect start to get prepared.
All right. Greatly appreciate it. Always do. We'll keep an eye on it because, look, I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. And it's better to be prepared. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Joe, thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve. You guys be safe.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. All right. After the break, we'll have a story that reminds us of how wonderful America is. Plus, your answers to our America's Voice question of the day. Do you think that we're going to be caught up in this war in the Middle East? We're going to find out what your answers are after the break here on America's Voice Live.